Hey guys, Polaris here, and look what we have today is the newest wave of Amiibos, and we're going to do a little unboxing on them, check them out, and see what they have. So let's get right to it. I'm going to start off, I think, with Chrom, because Chrom, as we know, has already been released in a different wave, the Fire Emblem wave, and we'll start off with him. He looks really, really cool. I think I'm going to start off with him as well because he has a little bend on the sword there. So we're just going to open him up and check it out. So, and if you guys want, this will just be an unboxing of the figures itself. I'm just going to give a quick look at them, you know, do a little bit of comparison. At the end, I am going to have a little update what's going on with the channel. Some of you may know that there is a little bit of craziness going on with YouTube right now and future of some channels. So if you'd like to stay tuned at the very end, really appreciate that. I'll let you know what's going on there and what the future might hold for the channel. So, but there is Chrom. He's looking really, really cool. I dig the cape. That is super cool, man. So he's a little bend on his sword over here, nothing a little hot water. Holding it in place, and then some cold water can fix. I thought he was actually completely kind of leaned over, but it doesn't look like it. So overall, he looks really, really cool. He's going to be a bit of an issue because of that cape. It's really solid. It's not, he's going to be a hog in terms of space. He's going to take up so much space because of that cape. But it is really, really cool looking. I really dig that. Like, that's cool. Emblem on there on the back for the shepherds. On his arm, tattooed on there again. Really, really cool stuff. I always thought it was weird, Chrom with his two different color legging boot things that he has going on, but it still looks cool. And that's really, really cool. So that's Chrom. He's got a little bit of heft too, which is cool. So I like that. It's pretty cool. Alright, so tough decisions. Let's go with Incineroar, I guess. We'll just go from right to left on there. I've been super excited for these, especially Simon, because once again we are getting a third-party character in a game, and it's a good representation for anything like Castlevania-wise. Like having like Castlevania merchandise is actually really, really cool. So there is Incineroar. Not as heavy as I thought he would be. That's kind of weird. I was expecting Incineroar to have some heft, like kind of like how Wario does, or Charizard, or Mewtwo. He's actually pretty light, which I'm very surprised considering the nature of the character. So, but he is really, really cool. That detail of his on the back, the fur. I like the effect on his belt. Really cool. And I will be posting Incineroar and Simon videos up soon. What I am going to do as well is I do have a little bit of videos that are still going through the queue that are being edited and processed through my hard drive and being uploaded to YouTube. And YouTube now also has a limitation on me. It's been crazy these past couple of weeks. Now they put a limit on my YouTube uploads where I can only upload up to 15 videos per time. So if I'm ever making a video or anything like that, or if I ever make a certain amount of videos per night so that way I can upload them over the night, I can't go above the limit of 15 as I used to before. I have to upload them every 15 videos, so I can only group them in groups of 15. And it sucks because throughout the day I'm constantly now on my phone connected to my computer and uploading files from my computer to YouTube from my phone, which is it's just a crazy process. So I wish they didn't put this limitation on there, but nonetheless it's there. I've been working with what I have, but I'll see what the future brings, because there's a lot of other things that they're changing, not for the better. But enough of me rambling on there. It's time to unbox Simon. I'll ramble on later on. So so there's Simon. Man, this chain whip is awesome looking. And there he is. Man, that is really, really cool. Also, he is going to take up so much space because of how wide of a stance he has and everything. So I am going to fix my shelf for it to be a little bit more separated in terms of the Amiibo. I think some Amiibo that I have on my shelf are a little bit cluttered up when I pull them out, put them back in at the end of the day. Oh, but he is really, really cool. Oh man, I really, really like the chain. Oh. I know he doesn't have it, but it'd be really cool if he had like a little bag. That's where he keeps his crosses and holy water and all that stuff. So there's Simon. He looks awesome, and I still think, yeah, out of the three, he is the one that like really, really stands out. So that's really, really cool. And then I'm just gonna pan a little bit down just so we can get a closer look at all three of them here. And just get that there. There is, so there's Chrom and Simon and Incineroar. All three of them perfect there. They look great. So yeah, that's the new wave. And then let's do just a little bit of comparisons here with other. I brought out some other ones, so I'm just gonna set these two for the side here, and we'll start off with Incineroar. And Incineroar is finally the last one of our set to be a Pokemon series. So, and for those that don't know, today not only did these three Amiibo release, Pokemon Sword and Shield also released for the Switch. I might be picking that up, I'm not sure yet. Alright, Greninja. There we go. We got Squirtle with his not so accurate size. There's Ivysaur and Lucario. So everybody there, we finally have all of the Pokemon Amiibo out for Super Smash Brothers. You'll notice that the Leaf Amiibo, that I have my custom Leaf Amiibo, the other Ivysaur isn't here. I'm still trying to get my hands on the Leaf figure that I guess is releasing in Japan for a new Pokemon line, and I want to put that on there. So, still high hopes that one day they would release a female Pokemon trainer as an Amiibo. That'd be really cool. So, yeah, that's all of the Pokemon in the Pokemon wave, which is nice. So, I'll put these aside now, and then let's do one with Chrom and the rest of the Fire Emblem characters in Chrom. So, first off, I'll do a comparison picture with the other Chrom. And you see this Chrom is actually a smidge taller, just because of the way that he's standing a little bit. He's standing a little taller on there. They're both pretty much same size on there. I guess it's just a thing when Chrom figures just have this crazy whooshing cape effect going on. Make him look super cool. So there's Chrom with that, and then I'll actually put Chrom with Tiki and Celia, just so that way there's a group shot of the Fire Emblem ones. So all the Fire Emblem characters with Chrom, at least on the Fire Emblem line. And then him with Marth, Lucina, Corrin, Ike, Robin, there he is, in the frame, and Roy. So we have all the Fire Emblem characters from Super Smash Bros. Represented now, again, as Amiibo form. So we have all the Marths. All the Marths are here. So Marth, Daddy Marth, Female Marth, Steroid Marth, Dragon Marth Girl form, Magic Marth, and Fire Marth. All the Marths are here. And then just there we go. I'll just back them up a little bit on there. And I'll just add the other four in the back here. I wonder if they will continue with the Fire Emblem line of Amiibo. Or just the regular one. Looks great. Alright. And then last but not least, I will do just a little comparison with Simon and his third-party Amiibo friends. So there is Simon. And we have Snake, his fellow most recent release and Konami partner in crime. Bayonetta. Both versions of Cloud. And Ryu and Ken. Them all together on there. Oh, and I always forget Sans. Little Sans. Because he technically counts. So, put Ryu up here closer. So he is definitely the tallest. Let's see here with next to Ryu. Ryu is almost there. Simon just beats him just by a little bit. The hair on Cloud is what beats everybody, really, and Bayonetta. Yeah, he is a very tall figure. He is a very wide figure. And I love the chain. So, it'd be cool if Richter also had the chain effect, but he's going to be with his, what do you call his traditional pose, his victory pose from his game, Rondo X Blood. So there is all of them there. Pretty nice on there. And I'll just grab that. And just one last time so everybody can see. Chrom and Incineroar. So there you have it, guys. That is the unboxing of the newest wave of Amiibo. I will be training these guys as soon as possible, as soon as this video finishes. I'll do a quick training session before I go to work. So be on the lookout, because I will have, well, this one I'll use the other Chrom to train the other Chrom, and we'll pretty much see we've already seen Chrom in action, so we'll see on there. Maybe I'll do a different personality for this Chrom or whatnot, so you'll see probably a different Chrom reacting on the stage, or maybe he's more aggressive or anything like that. So, but like with how I did with Snake and even before Pichu, because these two are newer characters, it might be a little bit until they actually show up in the fights, because I want to make sure that since I'm not completely comfortable with how they play and everything, I want to learn how they play, and I want to make sure that all of their top moves, and try to get as many strategies for this character down, so that way they can learn it. I know the Amiibos have limits, and Amiibo Doctor, shout out to him on there. He has been very formative of how Amiibo work, and how Amiibos, since there is very small, the chips are very small inside, how very limited in terms of movesets they can learn, but they can learn stuff. So, and this goes for all Amiibo, and so you'll see certain characters using certain things more than others, or certain characters, like my Samus Amiibo, for an example, does not know how to fire the blast completely unless it's absolutely necessary. That's just something because of the limitation on the NFC chip on the very bottom on it. It's not because she didn't learn it. It's limited on how many things she was able to learn. So, and that's going to be the same thing with Incineroar and Simon. I want to make sure that they get the proper moves, because in terms of this wave, it's funny because all three of them don't have the best of recoveries. Actually, this is the not so great recovery wave of Amiibo. Their up Bs are not the greatest. So I want to make sure that they get recoveries, better recoveries on there. So it might be a little while to see them, and I might go back depending on how many videos and stuff like that. I know I am still backlogged. I might go back and redo some of the videos that had these two specifically as computer characters, and move them up to Amiibos and just redo them as is. So you might be seeing that alongside most of the Terry videos that are coming out in the next week, or anything that I still have queued up, or just normal fights that are coming out. So keep an eye on them. They'll be popping up maybe within a couple days. So, but yeah, so there are those three on there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for sticking to the channel. I really do appreciate all the feedback, all the help. These last couple of days have been a little bit difficult, and I'm just gonna kind of mention that here in a little bit. So if you know the whole YouTube situation that's going on right now, and you don't want to hear me blabber or anything like that, um, I do appreciate you guys staying. Thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me, and I will see you on the next video. So hopefully I will see you in the next video, depending on how everything goes on there. But yeah, for those who want to stay on here and just hear out what I'm gonna say, it isn't anything, just I'm not trying to bash, I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that. It's just I'm voicing my opinion, and I'm just a little concerned. So recently, there have been changes to YouTube's channel with a company called COPA and FTC. Now, these two are companies that pretty much one of them is a child protection agency, which essentially is a company that protects children, from malicious things such as ads or rated M content, various things like that. Unfortunately, YouTube and Google have been struck on a lawsuit with this kind of stuff because they were pretty much caught with them pretty much gathering data on kids, and that's pretty much a big no-no. So there was lawsuits and everything involved and everything, and eventually it was settled. There was a settlement that happened with COPA and the FTC and everything like that, to where they decided to settle on a certain amount and everything, and that went through, and I believe it was like 170 million or something like that. So in effect as well, YouTube decided to make changes, and with those changes, decided to put in new implementations to prevent this kind of thing from ever happening again. And I'm all for that, because if we can protect our little ones and the future generations on there, by all means. There is some content on YouTube that I will admit is a little bit too grungy for kids and stuff like that. But at the same time, people have different interests, and I respect whatever interests that you have. If that's your interest, then so be it. The issue lies now is that because of this, instead of pretty much going down and stating what it's going to change into, like, I don't know how to describe it. Instead of individually, and they are kind of in a sense, individually going to different content creators and, kind of not second guessing, but, trying to elaborate and find out if their content is for kids or not, they're pretty much doing this as a whole sweep to everybody. And this is a little bit concerning because of certain things. So now, every content creator, every person on YouTube has to pretty much they have three options now. They have an option to where they have to choose whether this content is made, if their content on their channel is made for kids, the content on their channel is not made for kids with the intention of kids. So either it's intended for kids, or it's not meant for children. And then the third option is you can decide for the video, per video, to say if it's a kids or not kids. So it's separated into three. The problem lies that the for kids section is just very vague on what they translate as what's for kids. So I could pretty much imagine that YouTube will probably flag me down the line any point in time and say that my content is made for kids, which, yes, I will admit there are some children that watch it, and I do appreciate everybody that watches it, but not my intention at all. My intention was to have a place for everybody, and my content is for everybody to watch. I made this with the intention of having the community give me feedback on what they want to see. And the problem with that is that if YouTube decides to make my content for kids, it means for me that the advertisements and the monetization for my channel, it essentially goes down. So I no longer receive any kind of revenue from the channel itself, which means pretty much all of my Amiibos are going to be just a little bit harder to obtain, just because it's that extra money that I'm not going to have. I don't make that much on YouTube, to be honest. It's just a little bit of income. It's nothing. But it's just one of those things where it's like, well, the income from the channel is that's how I get the Amiibos, and that will hurt. But I'm not worried about that, because I can, I can spare up the cash and, from savings or anything, and buy the Amiibo to get everything for everybody, so that way people can still get content. My concern lies mostly in the community, and that's where my biggest issue is that if they demonetize my channel and they make it so that way this is for kids, what they end up doing is they take away the ability to post comments on my channel, which is very important, because I need to hear from you guys what your requests are, and they want to take that from me. So I can't hear your voice, and I have to implement some kind of protocol for it, some kind of, a different strategy, whether we can start posting on the Discord channel or anything like that, because they're going to take that away from me if they deem this to be a 4Kids channel. The other thing they take away from me is they take away the notifications. So you'll never know when another video comes up. You just always have to check your channel, your homepage, and then your subscriptions to make sure to see when the next video comes up, because it will never notify you ever again. They take away my ability to do live streams, which is something I was actually going to do for the 1-year anniversary of the channel, which is coming up relatively soon. I was going to do live streams on there, and I wouldn't be able to do that anymore, because they would take that away. And that's permanent. All of these things that I'm telling you right now is, if they do that, that's permanent. It's permanent. I can no longer receive all of these things. And then the last thing, which this would be the one that kind of hurts me the most, is that there is no way possible for you, unless directly linked, unless there was a direct link somewhere, there is no way possible for you to find out any information about my channel. And that's like the biggest kicker, is there would be no way to find out, oh, this is a video because you watched a fight, you watched the grand finals of Super Smash Brothers on Nintendo.com or /YouTube, and you watched the grand finals, and it was a Roy versus Ike fight. Here's a suggested video of the Amiibo of Roy versus Ike. That's gone. So if you type anything Amiibo-wise, or if you type anything Super Smash Brothers-wise, whatever the case may be, that search for anything related to that will be gone if you're a meant for kids channel. Which, all in all, at the end of the day, I do understand why YouTube is doing this. And like I said, I mentioned before, it is good that we are protecting the little ones, because there is some content out there and everything. The way that it's being implemented, I think this is ridiculous. Because I know I have friends that have that are parents, that have kids and everything like that. YouTube even went out of their way and tried implementing different things for it. And when it came down to it, YouTube made an application called YouTube Kids, and this is exactly what it sounds like. It's a YouTube app for specifically kids. And this is where the issue lies, is that this YouTube Kids application works and it exists, but at the end of the day, it's a separate application. Sometimes parents don't use it and everything like that. So, one, we have kids that are using the normal YouTube app as opposed to the YouTube Kids app, and that's where they're seeing the mature content or anything like that. The second part is that there are things that are very vague. This whole ordeal is very vague and very, there's no information really about it. It's just this broadened kind of horizon of YouTube is going to run this algorithm, and if they see anything that has toys or books or like comics or video games, for an example, um, it will probably be deemed flagged for kids, and that's not good at all. So I'm just gonna give me a quick second here. I'm gonna pan the camera back over to me, and I'll continue with the discussion here. So as I was mentioning, these things would be audienced like these, for an example, because they are technically toys. They will be now marketed as for kids, which means all of those things that I was mentioning before. I can't look into the comments anymore and see what you guys are requesting because they're going to take that away. Notifications will be gone. Live streams will be gone. I don't want that to happen. Now, the kicker about all this is that you can choose, sort of. YouTube states that you can, on every channel, there's the option to choose for kids, not for kids, and for every video. You get to choose for every video. You can choose, and right now I have it to, it's not for kids, because it's for all ages. All of my stuff is for all ages. I made this with the intention of making it for myself. I wanted to make my Amiibos fight, and I thought it would be cool for the world to see. I thought, hey, what would the reaction be online? What would you want to see online? This is for everybody. There's no requirement for this channel. It's for everybody to have fun. But now they have it to where I could essentially lose my channel because of this. Because if I say that it's not for kids and YouTube disagrees with me, they can just change it and make it for kids. Which is not fair, because if I go back and change it again, then the FTC can come after me and they can charge me. And I don't know if this is the exact ballpark number, but everybody's been seeming to find this number as being the thing, is that they can fine you $42,000 per video that is not made for kids, and that is what they seem deemed for kids, if they think that you're being fraudulent or anything like that. Which puts me at a huge disadvantage because, one, I am one of very few YouTube people out there that just posts videos daily, every day. There isn't a single time I stop. I post videos every day. Every day. Every time I can. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I'm posting. This becomes an issue because now they're saying for every video I'm gonna get fined. That's over 9,000 videos. There wouldn't be a way for me to exist that way. They would probably end up shutting my channel down immediately. So this has become a really big issue because now I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do. I'm just gonna keep making videos because it's my channel, it's my community. You guys have stayed with me and supported me this whole entire time, and I'm not gonna give up on you guys. I just think that the situation is just very, very, it's just very out of hands for them to do this. It's very left field. But then again, all these things that have been happening with YouTube, like just I was mentioning before in the videos with the unboxing part, is that I make my videos at night. As soon as I get home, I pile up on videos as much as I can until I pass out, and I upload them overnight while I'm asleep, so that way in the morning, when I go and while I'm out, while I'm at work or anything like that, I can still upload, a fight while it's still downloading in the server, YouTube servers. I can edit that. I can do that from the comfort of my phone, which has been really, really good. So I can do that every day. Now it's gotten to the point where, because of how much you've uploaded, and they never actually really fully give me a straightforward answer with it. They told me to apply for this form, and that was the end of it. they tried helping me out, and it's like, oh, try this setting and try this setting, and why aren't you can only upload, up to 15 videos. And then they were telling me, it's like, oh, are you flagged or anything? It's like, no, I have no red flags on anything for my channel. The only thing was just the 2 copyright things, and that wasn't really too much. That was for the Final Fantasy music and the Street Fighter music, so, which is fine now, so completely in the green. But they took away that ability from me, and I understand that they want to dumb down on, or they want to pretty much put their foot down and see what's being uploaded, so that way YouTube doesn't become, like, I guess to their mind, a cesspool of just content that is just everywhere. And that's another thing that they've been also nagging upon. So now apparently they have the ability and the right to pretty much, if your video isn't deemed worthy or profitable to them, they'll just take it off. So at any point in time, if they see a video on my channel that, maybe a fight didn't do too well against the other one, they'll just simply take it off. And that's just what they're going to do. We have no control over it. And I understand it's us using their platform, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's, well, it is still, at the end of the day, your platform, and you've implemented these rule sets on there, and you're not giving us guidance on these rule sets, and now you're just washing your hands clean. It's like, well, we did our part, now you go after the creators, which kind of is going to put a lot of us in a really bad situation, because I can imagine some people, a lot of people do this for a living, and a lot of people are going to essentially, I don't want this to happen, lose their jobs, lose their careers, lose their passion, because either they're afraid of these guys, coming down with an iron fist on them and just putting fines at their front door, or it just isn't profitable enough for these people, for them anymore. So what at least the community has done is they've gotten together, and I'll try to leave a website down in the description below, for a petition, and there's a signing going on to see if we can get a hearing about this, because this whole implementation is just way too vague, and there's no other information being laid out to us. This happens in January, so we are just literally 2 months away from this completely being the end-all be-all YouTube. A lot of channels will no longer be seen. A lot of people will no longer have revenue. A lot of people will lose their jobs, A lot of people will get kicked off of YouTube, and I don't want that to happen. Both users and viewers and content creators and subscribers. So there is a link. I'll definitely put the link down below. It will tell you exactly what's going on, what can be done with it. If you can sign it on the bottom, it'd be greatly appreciated. This is something I don't really do. I don't really, because this channel is made for everybody. I don't want to bring my problems to you. I never feel like I need to bother and hinder you with my issues. If it's my issue at home or anything like that, or if I'm not feeling well, or if I'm under or anything like that, I don't want to bring that to anybody, because I feel like if I bring that sorrowness and that sadness and that sobbiness over to you guys, it would make you feel that way, and I don't want you guys to feel that way. I want you guys to feel good. I want you guys to feel happy. I want you guys to have fun with these guys, watching these fights, interacting with the community, with each other. That's what I want. But this, I'm not only speaking of this on behalf of just my channel, because I want you guys to still be here. I want you guys to still be able to comment on this stuff. And I'll still be here. And I'm still going to make content. And even though they can probably deem my stuff as for kids, and if they do, I'm just going to have to work just double the amount of stuff that I have to do. So maybe I'll end up staying up more nights you know, just staying up all night and just pumping out more videos. Because at the end of the day, if they do make my stuff for kids, I can still contact you guys with the Discord channel. I know it's going to be a hard transition. I know everybody doesn't like moving to another platform to do that stuff, and that's why I wanted to do stuff on the YouTube comments section in the beginning, because everybody can post on the comments. Everybody can see the comments. Now, like the community post, for an example, nobody can see it through the mobile device. I don't know why YouTube still hasn't implemented the fact that you can't see community posts on the mobile device. So sometimes people can't see my updates because they're on the phone, which really sucks, because the community post is kind of important. You know, you have your polls every day. I try to keep up with Amiibo information on releases and stuff like that. You know, releasing for characters, you know, the Terry stuff I had on there as well, when you can start posting for Terry and stuff. So they would take that away, which makes no sense, because now YouTube is making me go to a third-party platform, in this terms now my Discord channel, to now implement the stuff for their channel, which means they're losing communication, they're losing feedback, they're losing that data that they wanted so much. So that's being gone. So, and it's one of those things as well where it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be a very big drastic change for YouTube, because while a lot of people are going to automatically click that checkbox to it's not for kids, and as they should, you know, it's their right. It's you as the content creator, it's your right, because it's your content, to decide, because it's your video. It's up to you where your audience wants to be, to where if it's for kids or not for kids. I feel like that's going to change a lot, where people are going to purposely make it not for kids, because one, you can't contact your community anymore. Two, you can't be seen on YouTube anymore. You have to dig deep in order to find yourself. They won't advertise you anymore, basically. They won't recommend you, they won't suggest you anymore. And that's a big no. And that's going to change. And I feel like by them doing this, it's actually going to negatively impact them in terms of how many people, in terms of the age groups, now watch YouTube. Because they're doing this to help kids and to prevent kids from watching mature-rated content. Let's just say it's called mature-rated content, adult content, or teen content. Let's just call it that. They're enforcing this. So what people are going to do is they're just going to make more channels that are teen-oriented on above, and there's just going to be less and less and less and less content for kids. And that will mean that YouTube is no longer a platform for kids. People are just going to move on and do teen and adult things, which means a lot of the demographic that YouTube actually counts for, which is children, is going to be gone. So, like I said, there's a link in the description down below. It's for the signing. If you could, I would greatly appreciate it, as well as I'm pretty sure the whole entire community of creators on YouTube would appreciate it. If you want to help out in any way, I would say the biggest part would be, until we know what's going to happen, if you have a YouTuber out there that you really adore, that you really like, that you watch their content, and they might be impacted by this, give them a little bit of support and subscribe to their channel, because they won't be able to be seen just as much as the other person that's on a kid's channel. So if you have somebody that does reviews on toys, if you have somebody that does review on comics or anything like that, I have a subscriber I watch a lot. You know, shout out to Pixel Dan. I'm a huge Ninja Turtle guy, and I watch all of his Ninja Turtle videos, and he will get flagged for this. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, he made this because of his love for toys. It wasn't demographic at anybody. It was demographic to everybody. And the same will go for my channel, is that I didn't make this just for kids. My intention wasn't to make this for kids. My intention was to make this for everybody, because I wanted to share my love with Amiibo. And now this hinders. But I won't stop. I'm going to continue. I'm going to fight the fight. and I'll see how long I can go and push buttons essentially until they pretty much tell me, you know, here's more than $1 million in fines because of how many videos I have. It would be ridiculous. I think I calculated before. I have no idea. Let's just see how much it would technically be. I think I have 9,000 videos. Yeah, so anywhere from $380 million that they would fine me. So I don't walk around with that kind of money. I'm not the 1% of YouTube. So I'm just some little guy just trying to make a couple people smile. And that's what they want to do. So like I said, I don't like making this type of content. I don't like the, you know, the pity aspect of it. I don't like the sadness aspect of it. But this is just one of those things that it's a concern, because I'm not concerned for the channel. The channel will be here. You know, I will do everything for the channel. I'm concerned for the community. You know, if I have to go third party and other channels, or maybe even make my own website to keep it going, so be it. But not a lot of people, you know, can do that. Not a lot of people can just make a website, maintain a website, keep it, and everything like that, and hope that they can get more traffic that way. YouTube has been very grateful, you know, letting me use their platform and show pretty much my dream to the world. But now with these new implementations, they're pretty much just washing their hands clean and saying, well, now it's on you. So hopefully this petition will have some kind of hearing, and hopefully they can kind of broaden down the subject of what's advertised for kids as opposed to what's not advertised for kids, and just give us as creators control. Because at the end of the day, it's not all up to us. We don't have control over what kid watches what. At the end of the day, it's what's on the tablet, it's what's on the phone, it's what's in their hand or on the computer. We don't have control with that. We are only here to present our content and just show our art to the world. But I just feel like the way that they're implementing this isn't the correct way. You know, there should be at least an in-between. But enough about me nagging about this. I need to go ahead and put a little bit of training for Incineroar and Simon in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for your continued support. If anything changes in the future, I will be making a vlog about it, since I can't make a community post. If it comes to flourishing that my channel will be flagged as a 4Kids channel, since I can't keep you guys updated with just the normal community tab anymore, or comments and stuff like that, I will keep it posted on my Discord channel, my Twitter. I will try to use my Twitter as much as I can. So I will try to keep it as a vlog. So I'll do one of these and let you guys know what will happen. Maybe I'll go to another platform. I don't want to. I know that a lot of people are comfortable with YouTube. A lot of people don't like other platforms. And there are requirements for other platforms, and I think they're just kind of weird. I'll try them, but I can't guarantee. But that's just one of those things where we have a community here, and we built it here. I don't want that to go. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you can, like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below for the FTC. Give it a read, so that way you can be informed on what exactly is going on and why we are trying to at least be heard. Because that's the one thing. We're not trying to be malicious and fight back and riot and raid and stuff like that. We just want to be heard. So, if you can, if you have any other channels that you know you love and you love their content, give them support, subscribe to their channel too. It would mean the world to them. Because, like I said, I'm not the only one affected by this. Hundreds of channels are going to be affected by this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this will be settled. Hopefully we'll have some kind of in-between, you know, there will be voices heard and feelings won't be hurt. You know, things won't get as drastic. Hopefully we as a community can reach a solution. So I appreciate everything, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. All right, smash on.